Russia-Ukraine war live. Russian defense minister says ties with North Korea, expanding in all areas during visit. Andrei Belousov arrives in Pyongyang for political and military talks. Putin threatens Kyiv with hypersonic missile. Andrei Belousov is welcomed by North Korean Defense Minister No Kwang Chol. German Foreign Minister, Annalena Baerbock, will travel to China next week, where she will meet her Chinese counterpart, Wang Yi, to discuss issues including the war in Ukraine, said a ministry spokesperson on Friday, according to Reuters. Further political talks are also planned, said the spokesperson, adding that Baerbock will also meet German business representatives in the country. Russia on Friday sentenced AlexeGorinov, the first person to be convicted for speaking out against Moscow's military offensive in Ukraine, to another 3 years in prison in a second trial, reports Agence France-Presse AFP. The 63-year-old is already serving a 7-year sentence after a conviction in 2022. He wore a paper badge with a peace sign drawn on it as a court in Vladimir handed him the new sentence on charges of justifying terrorism, the Metazazona website reported. Trump's Ukraine envoy pick proposed forcing peace talks by withdrawing U.S. weapons. Donald Trump's plan to tap the retired U.S. Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg as U.S. envoy to Ukraine and Russia has triggered renewed interest in a policy document he co-authored that proposes ending the war by withdrawing weapons from Ukraine if it doesn't enter peace talks, and giving even more weapons to Ukraine if Russia doesn't do the same. Trump is said to have responded favorably to the plan, America First, Russia and Ukraine, which was presented to him in April and was written by Kellogg and the former CIA analyst Fred Fleitz, who both served as chiefs of staff in Trump's National Security Council from 2017 to 2021. The document proposes halting further U.S. weapons deliveries to Kyiv if it does not enter peace talks with Moscow, while simultaneously warning Moscow that, should it refuse to negotiate, U.S. support for Ukraine would increase. It blames, unserious and incoherent, U.S. foreign policy under Joe Biden for the 3-year conflict, including what it describes as a precipitous U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, the supposed antagonization of U.S. allies including Israel and Saudi Arabia, and a policy to China described as weak and confusing. The paper further accuses the Biden administration of putting the idealistic agendas of the global elite ahead of a working relationship with Russia, a hostile policy that it claims made it an enemy of the U.S., drove Russia into the arms of China and led to the development of a new Russia-China-Iran-North Korea axis. Kellogg and Fleitz criticize what they said was a decision to scold Vladimir Putin and threaten unprecedented sanctions as it prepared to invade Ukraine, instead of using negotiations to de-escalate tensions. An America First approach could have prevented the invasion, they write. Trump's Ukraine envoy pick proposed forcing peace talks by withdrawing U.S. weapons. Russia said on Friday it had seized the village of Rozdolny in the southern part of Ukraine's Donbas region, where it has made a string of advances in recent months, reports Agence France-Presse AFP. Russian army units liberated the village, the defense ministry said in a daily briefing. Putin. Russia could strike decision-making centers in Kyiv. Russia's economy will need to adapt to new U.S. sanctions, economy minister says. The Russian ruble will strengthen when temporary speculative factors and market nervousness are gone, but the economy will need to adapt to new U.S. sanctions targeting the banking sector, economy minister, Maxim Reshetnikov, S.